Good morning, everyone. This is Tuesday, February 7th, and I thought I'd do a day in a life today. And I'm starting off my day reading a passage out of this book. It's a little chapter. It's called The Quiet Place, and it's a daily devotional reading. I've already done my chores, and Travis is outside doing his chores, and Olivia's getting ready to go outside. And while the kids are out doing chores and before we do school, I try to read a chapter out of this every day, and it's by Nancy Lee DeMoss. And I really like this book. I think the cover is beautiful. It's made out of a fake leather. And I'm also drinking my coffee and eating my breakfast. That's overnight oatmeal. Someday I'll do an updated video on that, my winter version. Because the video I did of that before was the summer version with fresh fruit, and in the winter it's hard to find fresh fruit. So anyway, today, February 7th, the title is Against Him, and I won't read this all to you, but I will read the little scripture verse for today. Against you, you only, have I sinned and done what is evil in your sight, so that you may be justified in your words and blameless in your judgment. Psalm 51:4. So I'm going to go ahead, it's just this one little page, and then there's a little thought at the bottom. And so I'm going to go ahead and read this and eat my breakfast, and I'll be back. I thought I'd read one sentence out of this little study this morning that talks about why this was titled Against Him. And it just kind of really made me think. It says, what makes sin, all sin, so heinous and grievous is that it is against God. Yes, sin harms others, and yes, there are consequences for those who sin, but above all, sin violates God's holy character. It is against Him. And that's why God wants us to ask for forgiveness for our sins and repent, because when we sin, we are going against God. So the kids' school is pretty much done. They are graduating in the spring, and they've done all of the requirements that the state of Indiana requires for a person to graduate. We finished all of that in the first semester of this year. But I didn't want them to just not do anything for the second semester up until they graduate. So we've been doing some things that I've had laying around that I've been intending to do and just never got to it. So we've been doing that kind of stuff. And mostly we've been doing like literature and history, and that's about it. They still have a little bit of math that they need to do, nothing major. So I'm not in a big giant hurry to even get into that. I'll probably wait until after spring break before we finish up the last bit of their little math that they need to finish. But it's been very, very relaxing. There's a dog. She thinks she needs to be in my lap, and I've already got this one in my lap. Anyway, you're going to have to wait, Sal. So for school, I've been reading to the kids. They love it when I read to them. They always have. And so we've been reading this book. It's called Four Perfect Pebbles, and it's a true story about the Holocaust and this little girl and her family. And it's got, it's kind of hard to read at times because of the stuff that she went through, but it's a really good book, and it's not very big, so we'll get through that pretty quick. And then we're listening to these stories on a DVD or on the computer, the Father Brown stories. I've been trying to read this book, but it was written in 1910, and so it's a little bit challenging, and it's very wordy. So I didn't want to try reading it out loud to the kids because I knew they'd get really bored. And so my husband found a version on audio book. So we've been listening to that. and it's kind of not animated. I can't think of the word. It's got like sound effects, and they kind of act it out, so it's more interesting. And then for history, we've been doing lots. I've got tons of history DVDs, and so we've been watching those for the since we came back to school in January. And we're finishing up some of these drive-through history DVDs with David Stott. This guy, he is hilarious. He makes learning history fun. So that's what we basically have been doing. We've been getting done about noon every day. And then my son loves to listen to Rush Limbaugh on the radio. If you don't know who he is, he's a conservative radio talk show host who talks about politics and stuff. And so Travis really likes to listen to him, and it's educational, so I don't mind. And so that's basically what we're going to do. As soon as Olivia gets back in the house, Travis is in the shower, we're going to get started on this school. And usually when I put the DVD in for them to watch, I start doing other things around the house. So we'll be back when we are done with school. Well, she got her way. She's up here. And here's the other one up here. This is the way it's every morning. I have both dogs in my lap. And Lucy's down in her little cage. I wanted to show you guys my cleaning schedule that I follow every day. I kind of adapted this from the flylady.com, her method of cleaning. I kind of took her ideas and just kind of made them fit my lifestyle and the way I like to do things. And the first thing on here that you can see is what's called the Daily Home Blessing. Now on Fly Lady, it's called the Weekly Home Blessing, and the idea behind it is that you choose one day a week, you take an hour, and you choose like 5 different things that you can complete in 15 minutes or less. And you work really, really fast. You set your timer for 15 minutes. You tackle that job, and then once the 15 minutes is up, then you move on to the next thing on your list. And when an hour is up, then you're done. And that's what you're called your weekly home blessing. Well, that just really doesn't work for me. I'd rather split up the tasks into smaller chunks and do it throughout the week. And so I call it my daily home blessing instead of weekly home blessing. And then these are just some of the things that I do throughout the week. So on Monday, I sweep and mop the living room, and I declutter. And that's basically, I just pick things up, put things away that have accumulated over the weekend. So that's what I do on Monday for my daily home blessing. And then Tuesday, which is today, I dust the bird room and I shop vac, and actually I let Travis do that. And the reason why I use the shop vac down there is because of the bird seed. I don't like to suck that up into my regular vacuum cleaner. And then I put my clothes away. I am terrible about putting my clothes away. Throughout the week, I just fold them and throw all my clothes into a laundry basket, and then once a week I put them away. And so that's Tuesday, I put my clothes away. Then Wednesday, I water the plants. And I check them, and if they don't need to be watered, I don't water them. But there's some of my plants that need to be watered once a week. I sweep again, because we have dogs. And then I also declutter. That means anything that is laying around that needs to go to its home, I do that. Or I will choose one area that needs to be organized and decluttered, and I will do that. Thursday, I dust the living room, which is the main room upstairs. I sweep again, and I declutter again. And usually, like the decluttering, sometimes I don't have anything I have to do. But it's just on here so that if there's an area that needs some special attention, I will do it, like a drawer or whatever. Then Fridays, I clean our entryway. Our entryway gets very disgusting, especially in the winter months and the spring when it's really wet and nasty. So I will sweep, I will shake out the rugs, I will wash the rugs if they need to be washed, and I will mop the entryway. And I dust the family room downstairs. So that's just my really quick, and each of these things, I give myself a little bit extra time. I give myself like maybe 20 minutes to do each thing rather than 15. So that's something that's just really quick things that's done throughout the week. And then I have my zone cleaning. And that's another thing that she would do, zone cleaning. Once a month you'd work on a zone, or once a week, I guess, you'd work on a different zone. But I tried it that way and it just didn't work for me. So I broke it up into daily zone cleaning and then monthly zone cleaning. And the daily is just things that need special attention, that take a little bit longer than my daily home blessing. I spend more time on them. So Monday, I do my kitchen counters, and I basically take everything off the counters and I just deep clean my kitchen counters, wipe down all of my appliances. Tuesday, I have toilets, but that's basically our bathrooms. We deep clean our bathrooms once a week. I do my bathroom, and then Travis and Olivia take turns doing their bathroom. This week is Olivia's turn. Wednesday, I work on my office declutter, and that is a work in progress. My office is the worst spot in the house, and it collects clutter very easily. So I'm slowly trying to get my office downsized and decluttered. And so I concentrate my efforts on Wednesdays to that. Thursday, I don't go shopping every week. I go shopping every other week, but I just thought I would just save Thursdays for shopping, so that on the off weeks, I'm not feeling rushed that I have to do my shopping and my zone cleaning for that day. And then Fridays, I sweep and mop the kitchen floors. So that's my daily zone cleaning. And then my monthly zone cleaning are like bigger chores that I will give myself like an hour or more to work on. And they're just things that need to be done, not every week, but often. So January, I worked on my kitchen cupboards. I took everything out, I reorganized, I washed everything down and put it away, and any spices or whatever that were expired, I tossed them. February is my pantry. Same thing. Take everything out of the pantry, reorganize, take stock of what I need to rebuy. If there's food in there that I'm never going to use, I'll donate it to a food pantry or whatever. March is our shower. We have to deep clean the shower. I take down the fabric shower curtain and wash it. I throw away the liner and put up a new one, and we just scrub everything down in the shower. April is our bathroom closet and under the sink. It's just reorganizing, decluttering, and going through things. May is my aviaries downstairs. It's a deep cleaning of my aviaries. June, we're back to the kitchen cupboards again. So it's like in 6 months' time, the kitchen cupboards will need to be gone through again. Then July, the pantry again. August, the shower again. September, the bathroom. October, aviaries. And then November, the curio cabinets. I've got a couple of curio cabinets that only once a year they need to be taken out and everything dusted, because they don't get very dusty inside. And then December is the shower again. So our shower is getting a deep cleaning 3 times a year. Now that doesn't seem, some people might think that's disgusting and it needs to be done once a month. But honestly, it really doesn't. We don't have hard water, and I throw away the liner and put a brand new one in. And so really 3 times a year will be good enough for a deep cleaning of the shower. Now that's not including, sometimes wiping things down, throwing away empty shampoo bottles and that kind of stuff. That happens whenever it needs to be. But this is just, I'm talking about deep cleaning, thorough cleaning of these areas that are done monthly. And that's how I do my housework, and it seems to be working the best for me right now. I keep this in a thing on my refrigerator so that every day I can look and say, okay, what do I need to do today? And I look on my daily home blessing and then my daily zone cleaning. And if I haven't already done the monthly zone cleaning, then I can see what do I need to do for that month. And then on top of this, I keep this little tablet, and in it I will write down my to-do lists for the day. Like yesterday, I needed to defrost a chicken and get it in the crock pot. I needed to wash eggs. And then I also put down my daily home blessings on here so that I can check them off. It makes you feel like you've accomplished something if you can check stuff off. Now I got all of this done except I didn't get the eggs washed. So I circled that and I moved it down to my Tuesday to-do list. And on here you can see where I've got today I want to film a day in the life, which is what I'm working on now. I want to make some apple bread, but I don't think that's going to happen. I need to run to the feed store and get some chicken feed. I want to work on my scrapbooks. That's another thing that might not happen. There's a basket. I'll show you in a minute. I need to get this basket washed. It's a decorative thing that gets overlooked a lot, and it needs to be washed. It's very dusty. I moved the washing of the eggs down to my list today to do today, and then I want to make some bread for my birds, and I'll show you that as well. So this is what I want to try to get accomplished today, and like I said, the apple bread is probably not going to happen, and the scrapbooks probably are not going to happen. We have a meeting that we have to go to tonight, so that means I need to get my supper done ahead of time, and we're going to have to leave. So I have to downsize my to-do list a little bit today. But what I don't get done today, I'll circle it and I'll move it to Wednesday's to-do list. Time to wash some eggs. Don't blink or you'll miss it. Voila, they are done. I wanted to show you what I got in the mail last week. Got a Valentine's card from my friend Michelle from Mission Nate in Canada. Very sweet, beautiful card. I love sparkly cards. I don't know if you can pick that up, but it's sparkly. And it says, wishing you a fun-filled, love-filled, happy, happy day. Love Michelle and Bruce, Nate, Zen, Coco and Sandy, the girls, and Edith. And if you don't know who all those people are, then you need to check out her channel, Mish and Nate. And with it, the card, she sent a picture. That's Michelle and her chicken Mary. And she also sent a card to my daughter Olivia, which had Snoopy on it, and in that card was a beach picture that said dream big or something like that, written in the sand. So thanks, Michelle, it was so sweet of you. I want to send you a Valentine's card in return, but it probably won't get there till after Valentine's Day. A couple of weeks ago when I was at Co-op, they have a share table there, and it's if you want to bring something in that you don't want or need anymore, you can put it on the table, and then someone else can kind of go shopping and pick it up if they need it or want it. And they had these 2 bags of bird bread mix on the table. It must have been from somebody who had a bird and didn't have the bird anymore. But these are really simple, and I think I'm going to cook these up for my birds today. I'm just going to mix the 2 together, and I will give some to my son Conure Terpsy, and then the rest I'll give to my chickens. And don't worry about the hot pepper thing. Birds do not have heat detectors in their mouth. They don't have taste buds, so the hotness doesn't register to them, so they'll be fine. But for each mix, you add 2 eggs, 1 tablespoon of oil, and 1 cup of water. So, and then you bake it at 350 degrees for 25 to 35 minutes. It says to put it in a bread pan, but I'm going to go ahead and just put it in a cake pan since I'm going to be doing both of these. So I'm going to go ahead and get these put together. So there it is, ready for the oven, and when it comes out, I'll show you what it looks like. Alright, so there's the birdie bread out of the oven, and it actually smells pretty good, but I'm not going to eat any of it. I remember one time I made some, they were called birdie brownies for my birds, and obviously there was no chocolate in them, but they looked very similar to this, and I had them sitting on the counter, and then I had to go somewhere, and my husband got home from work, and he thought it was a treat for him, and he cut into them, and he ate one, and later he found out, yeah, oh, well, I wondered why they were so crunchy and had so much birdseed in them. Oh, that was funny. So I'm going to have to make sure that when he gets home from work, he realizes this is not for him to eat. So this is my lunch today. I've got 2 pieces of my homemade bread, and I use Holly's recipe from Frugal Mom Holly. It's super simple and not that many ingredients, so that's why I really like it. And on this I have some smashed up avocado, some fried turkey lunch meat. I like my lunch meat hot. I don't like it cold, so I always fry it up, and then a little bit of Miracle Whip. On the avocado, I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of this jalapeno hot sauce. It's not that spicy, so put quite a bit on there. I do have a question though for all of you viewers who make your own homemade bread. I have exclusively started making my own bread for the last couple of weeks, and how do you store it? I usually bake it, let it cool completely, and then I slice it up into thin slices with my electric knife, and then I just put it in a gallon Ziploc bag and leave it on my counter. And as of yet, it doesn't stay around long enough for it to get moldy or to go stale, but I know that when my family gets used to me making homemade bread, it will stay around longer. So where do you store it? Do you store it in the refrigerator? Do you store it in the bread box? How do you store your homemade bread so that it doesn't go bad? Leave me a comment in the description or in the comment section below and let me know what you do with your homemade bread. So along with this, I'm going to have some carrot sticks and some iced tea. Got my iced tea right here. I need to refill it. So I'm going to go enjoy this lunch, and I'll be back. I wanted to just show you how Lucy walks with her problems that she's been having. That's pretty good, Luce. You're a good girl. That's a good girl. She's really doing much better than she was. I mean, considering the fact that a couple of months ago she was completely paralyzed, that's not too shabby. It's time to mark some stuff off of my to-do list that I got done. I got the eggs washed, and I got the bird bread done. I already know the apple bread's not going to happen today, so I'll circle that. I am currently filming the day in the life, so I can check that off. And in about 20 minutes we're going to go to the feed store. I'll check that off when I get back. Now I'm going to work on washing this try basket, I call it, and I'll show you what that is. It's this thing right here. This is meant to hold like produce and onions and that kind of stuff, but I use it for a decorative purpose. And if you look really close, which I don't know if it'll pick up on camera, it is covered in dust. So I'm going to take this down and I'm going to wash it up and dust everything, and when I get it all done, I'll show you what it looks like. There, it's all done. I don't know if you can tell the difference, but I sure can. It looks so much better. That's been something that's been bugging me for weeks now. It's like every time I look over in this corner, I'd say, oh, gotta get that clean. Finally just did it. Sometimes you just gotta break down and do it. And it didn't take me very long at all. So we're on our way to the feed store. We got to pick up some feed for the chickens, some layer pellets and some scratch seed for them. It's just a few miles down the road, so here we go. Let's go outside and get these birdies put to bed. We have to leave tonight early because we have to go to a meeting, so I'm going to get these guys put to bed early. And let's see how they like some of that birdie bread I made. I've got some lettuce in here that started to turn brown, so they'll like that as well. And let's see, here's Oliver. Eggs in there to gather tomorrow. Night-night, buddy. I would have given them some of the birdie bread too, but they don't need it as much because they are in a warm place at night. Good night, ladies. I just have to close their gate. Oh, it's been such a wet, sloppy day today. Oh my goodness. I'll get you guys some snacks in a minute. I'm here and get these guys some snacks. What are you doing back there? Are you stuck? Oh, you silly duck. That duck likes to spend time there talking to the chickens, I guess. I don't know. All right, ladies. Here's some yummies. Here's some yummies. Oops, sorry. Alright, now I gotta go give the rest of this to the ducks. We've had so much rain today. Look at how muddy and nasty it is in here. Ugh. Okay, babies. Here's some snacks for you. I'm going to put your stuff in this bowl, this pan. Come on. There you go. Well, I think they like it. Okay, friends, we are back from our meeting. It was a meeting to discuss the kids' high school graduation and everything that's involved in that. So it was a very good meeting, and we're back, and it's been a long day, and I'm getting a headache. Ugh. So I'm going to close this vlog out here and get it all edited and uploaded tonight so that you can enjoy it tomorrow. And I want to thank you guys for watching and hanging out with me today. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. And if you have subscribed, don't forget to push that little bell icon so that you will get notified when I upload a video. We'll talk to you later. Bye, friends.